What is Huawei? Huawei is a tech company based in China, on the fast track to 5G and highly advanced smartphones. You may ask, what is the problem with Huawei if they're so advanced? China is the problem. For China, data is the new gold, and it's in high demand. What do we do with Huawei? How do we address them? There are two different trains of thought with Huawei. It could be addressed from a privacy standpoint, or it could be addressed from a free market standpoint. However, they both bring up good ideas. As we know, China values its information. With their structure of government, information is a very attainable resource. However, China has no sustainable way to gather information in the U.S. This is part of the reasons why there are trust issues with Huawei. The other train of thought is the more capitalist or free market thought. A true free market idea toward Huawei would allow them to operate fully and run their technology in the United States. This may be disputed by the idea of Huawei being government funded, which presents another issue. What is 5G? Fifth generation wireless is the newest addition to wireless. 5G has increased bandwidth and a much greater speed. As a pro of 5G, much more data is capable of being transmitted at once or over a very short span of time. 5G has been something the United States have heard a lot of lately. Although 5G is available in some major cities, it is still being developed by U.S. tech companies, such as Verizon and T-Mobile. It may take some time before 5G is available all through the U.S. with American carriers. On the contrary to the United States, Huawei has recently started rolling out 5G smartphones in China, as well as coming shortly to the United Kingdom. This does not look like an item that will be marketed in the U.S. After some consideration of bans on Huawei products, the rule seems close. As I stated earlier, Huawei is ahead of the U.S. in the technology field. The Huawei Mate X, their 5G phone, will have a foldable screen, being the second 5G phone to the game and one of the most anticipated smartphones ever. The foldable screens have been a feature that everyone has predicted coming into the smartphone world for some time now. How is Huawei marketing to the West? Huawei is denying any allegations that are brought up about their products being used for surveillance by the Chinese government. Huawei has even agreed to sign no spy agreements with Western countries when using their products. However, the no spy agreement has raised some red flags. It has been analyzed by a slip-up by Huawei, saying they have the ability to spy but just will not. If this is the case, Huawei would find themselves in a very bad position. This will not be known until Huawei releases what exactly the agreement will state. With tariffs rising on Chinese products the last few years, as well as China raising them back, some people may say the U.S. and China have been in a bit of a trade war. This was on the downward spiral, but more recently, tensions have risen with the U.S. and Huawei. Lately, tensions have been on the rise with Huawei or China and the U.S. This has been a result of the U.S. encouraging its allies not to use Huawei. Most recently, an order has been signed by the United States President banning telecom equipment made by companies that pose a national security threat. This includes Huawei. Is Huawei spying a true potential threat? There has been conclusive evidence of China using other private companies to gather data to rank their citizens. With this claim present, people believe it may be too dangerous to use Huawei. This is the basis of facts needed to formulate an opinion on Huawei. They are very technologically advanced. However, their technology being used for data mining is not an issue that Huawei users can rule out in its entirety. These are both serious pros and cons of allowing Huawei to operate their network in the United States. I believe Huawei should not be allowed to operate their network in the United States. Huawei is still relatively new and has not operated outside China enough to have the trust of the United States. One of the biggest reasons for wanting to see their operations for a longer period of time is seeing how the no spy agreements work. If these were actually a genuine agreement, it would make it a lot easier to understand why the United States should allow Huawei operations. As of right now, there's not a lot of knowledge on what exactly a no spy agreement would state. The idea of the no spy agreement could be a last-minute save attempt from the company as the deal with the United Kingdom began to look more unlikely. However, Huawei should not be blocked because of their advancements. Some sources are concerned about Huawei taking control of the cellular market in the U.S. I encourage you for this not to be the basis of your opinion towards Huawei. The United States market is built on companies improving others' ideas and them only bettering each other. This could be the case with Huawei. So what is your opinion on Huawei? Should they be allowed to operate in the United States? This could be a very pertinent issue in technology for the United States looking forward. So I encourage you to keep knowledge of Huawei and understand what is happening with them moving forward.